Good morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my morning news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Take a look at this photo right here. Joe Biden. Joe Biden speaks to young voters in Portsmouth, New Hampshire last night. Joe Biden is trying to reach the largest voting bloc in the 2020 election, young people. On Friday night, he headlined a fundraiser for New Hampshire young Democrats at Cisco Brewers in Portsmouth. Biden said the country can't afford another 4 years under President Donald Trump. Earlier on Friday, Biden spoke at Castaway's restaurant in Dover. He told supporters he would repair relations with U.S. allies. And I was at the event last night at Casco Brewers, and it was a great event. New Hampshire Young Democrats did a great job hosting the event, and I enjoyed it. And let's take a listen to Joe Biden speaking. I took some video when he was speaking. Let's take a look.
Lucas, as well as Amelia and Molly and Danny, who's just too young. When I ran, I got elected at age 27. I didn't plan on getting involved in running for politics. My state was in a situation where we're a border state, and we have the 8th largest African American population in the country. And the problem at the time was we had we had a Southern Democratic governor, and when Dr. King was killed my senior year when I graduated, we were occupied by the National Guard for the better part of 9 months, with drawn bayonets in every corner. The only city in America occupied by the military since the Civil War. And I got engaged with a group of young Democrats and to change the Democratic Party in Delaware from a Southern Democratic Party to a mainstream Democratic Party. And then next thing I know, I was asked, we kept trying to get people to run for office as mainstream and liberal Democrats, and it was hard to do. And finally, I'd been working on with this group to do it, and they said, why don't you run for the county council, which is a district that is 3 times as large as a state senator and 7 times as large as a state house member, because one county of ours, like Illinois, has over 60% of the population. And the end result was that I ran after I was assured that I couldn't win, because it was a Republican district. And I ran and I won because of an awful lot of young people. And by the way, I was talking to some of the high school young Democrats in there. And I told them something that my sister knew before I did. My younger sister, who was my best friend and managed all my campaigns. She was a teacher at one of the high schools. And we started to organize, because we didn't have any money, we started to organize young people in high school, not even college, in high school, to get engaged in our campaign. And they started calling the kiddie campaign to make fun of it. Well, we won. And we won in a district that no Democrat had ever won. And the next thing I know is Republicans decided they were going to reapportion me, because of the decennial census of 70, in a district that went from 60% Republican to 72%. So I was put in a position, and I elected to a 4-year term, and they said I had to run again in 2 years. So I was, as they say in politics, up or out. And we couldn't get anybody to run for the United States Senate at the time. And they came to me and said, would you run? And I thought, I went to my deceased wife, who was my best buddy, now deceased, and she said, look, either get in or get out. So I ran, thought I'd think I could help the party. We put together high school Democrats, high school students, and we had a volunteer force in a small state, not a joke. They taught the course at Harvard 3 years at the Harvard Kennedy School. We, in fact, put together 20,000 volunteers, mostly high school students. And the end result was I learned something very early on. And I'm going to repeat it to all of you, both high school and college Democrats and young Democrats. The fact of the matter is, you have more influence on how your parents vote than they have on you. Not a joke. You may sit at the dining room table having dinner with your mom and dad and say, I met her and I really like her. Or I met him and I really like him. And your parents will pretend that didn't matter much. But they'll go up, not a joke. They'll go up and say, if my kid liked that person that much and knew them, there must be something there. And I won. I won by 3,100.
Okay, and there you go on that video. And here is some photos I took as well when I was there. And it was a fun night last night. And Joe Biden, he has 2 stops today in New Hampshire. His first stop is a house party in Atkinson, New Hampshire at 10:30 a.m. And then his second stop is at a community event at Mack's Apples in Londonderry, New Hampshire at 2 p.m. And that does it for my morning news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another news report. Goodbye, everyone.